Joining us now with reaction is Democratic strategist Penny Lee, Fox News contributor Kirsten. All right, so you break it down. I mean, 6 or 7. Bernie, let's see, he won 82-18 in Alaska, your old home state, your own stopping ground. All right, yeah, exactly. 70-30, I believe, in Washington, and 73-27 in Hawaii. Now you've got this other big win in Wisconsin, much bigger than was anticipated and what the polls show. All right, so it's only a 202 delegate difference. This is a neck-and-neck race. But for the superdelegates, 469-31.
Yeah, that's true right now. I don't know if it's going to continue to be true because most of the caucus states are behind us, and that tends to be where he does well. But listen, I'm sympathetic to the Sanders complaint.
So am I. I feel bad for him.
And I have a problem with the superdelegates.
Or Bernie.
The idea is, I guess, to prevent somebody like a Bernie Sanders from getting the nomination. Though, like I said, I think Hillary will still ultimately pull it out, legitimately getting more pledged delegates. But it is a much closer race if you just look at that and the way it's been cast that, he should basically just get out.
Doesn't it seem like the party basically rigs it for the person they want?
Yeah, well, they didn't rig it just through superdelegates. They also rigged it through the debate process. And that was another thing that the Sanders campaign about a lot. That basically they set up the debate process in a way to protect Hillary Clinton and to not give Bernie Sanders as much airtime as he would deserve and expose her to being criticized.
25% of Democrats are now saying, Penny Lee, on the Democratic side, that they will not vote for Hillary if she's the nominee. That's a huge loss if, in fact, she becomes the nominee. If I was a Bernie Sanders supporter, I got to be honest, I'd be pretty pissed off.
And 75% said that they will. But, we also know that these polls are very, very early, and we're in the thrust of this primary campaigns, and emotions are running high. So people, might have that feeling now. But I also believe there's a lot of difference when the two candidates will come together.
469 superdelegates to 31.
But Sean, this is a system that we've had in place since 1972.
And it's corrupt. It doesn't make it right.
It is something. I mean, it's the same. You could say Hillary Clinton could have made the same arguments in 2008
Kirsten,
when in fact she won the primary.
Isn't it corrupt?
First of all, I hate disagreeing with Penny. So first of all, who I adore. But I do have a serious problem with this. I think the decision should be made by the voters. It shouldn't be made by party insiders. And again, the purpose of this was precisely to protect, they believe, against a Bernie Sanders type person who they think will lose because he's too liberal and he's not the person that they want. And I think that it should be a decision that's made by the voters. And look, I think Republicans right now probably wish that they had superdelegates. But I don't think that that's the way that we're supposed to make these decisions.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But I would just say she is leading in the voting, too. She does have more people that are voting for her, that have actually cast their vote and voted for her. Regardless of where we are on the delegate count, more people have voted for her. So she is speaking to the will of the people, and the will of the people are putting her in front.
But she's only up 202 delegates.
But, well, here's the other thing. I agree with Penny. I mean, I said this at the outset. I think she will legitimately win on pledged delegates. Most likely, we can't really predict the future. But look, even with the New York State delegates, there was a story in the New York Daily News that the superdelegates said even if Bernie Sanders won New York, they would still go with Hillary. That's not okay.
But that's happening in others. That's happened all over the country up to this point.
Right. That's not okay.
That's not okay. And it seems that the will of the people on the Democratic side is not exactly taken into consideration. It's far from being democratic, if you don't mind the play on words there, Penny.
Like I said, the popular vote is with Mrs. Clinton, and she is winning that, and so it is reflected.
By the skin of her teeth.
It is reflected, but I think it's important also to remember.
By the skin of her email server, yeah.
But Sean, I also think it's important to remember in 2008. Remember, she won the last out of the seven contests and still lost.
Well, still, you also have the issue of whether or not she'll be wearing an orange jumpsuit as a candidate, but that's a whole issue for another day. Thank you both for being with us. Coming up next.